Overcome anxiety with these two simple tools from someone who struggled with anxiety for most of my life. I was diagnosed with anxiety, with autism, with Asperger's, with ADHD, and I struggled so much with feeling anxious, overwhelmed, just shy, unconfident, all these things. And I'm going to show you how to overcome it today, right here, right now. My only request from you is that if you just like this video and leave a comment down below, honestly means the world. So like the video, comment and subscribe. That would be amazing. With that being said, let's begin. What is anxiety to start with? It's a fear response. Let's keep it simple. It is a fear response. It is part of being a human. It is not a disorder. It is not a condition. It is not something you, quote, suffer from as a label. It is a feeling and a part of being a human. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. We have a survival instincts for being humans, and it's actually allowed us to survive and evolve for millions of years. It's not going to go away. It is part of being a human. You're driving your car. Someone takes the wrong turn and they're about to hit you head on. You think you want to be chilled and relaxed and, oh, look, there's someone driving. Maybe I should consider getting out of the way. No, you want to be triggered into a fight or flight response to get out of the way ASAP. It's part of being a human. It will not go away. The challenge is when people have unhealed stuff that they keep getting triggered into anxiety. Their breathing patterns are bad. They're breathing themselves into anxiety. They've got unhealed trauma. They've got conditioning and beliefs that are causing them to feel anxious. So I just wanted to frame that for you so you understand it. It's a fear response. That's all it is. It is normal. It is natural. It is not a condition. It is not a disorder. It is just something that we feel as being humans. If you're suffering and struggling with it, then there's other things we want to look at. There's two types of tools. I'm going to share my screen if you guys are watching the screen. If you're not, go to YouTube. You can watch the video version. So there's two categories of tools when it comes to inner work. The first type of tool is what I call maintenance tools. These maintenance tools is what we do to maintain ourselves in our window of tolerance. So our window of tolerance is essentially there's polyvagal theory. If you've done any polyvagal or nervous system work, you've got hyperarousal, which is when you're fight or flight, sympathetic response. Think of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, fear up the top. You got hypoarousal, which is like your freeze response and shutdown response. Think of like a freeze response, depression, you're slow, you're low. And then you've got your window of tolerance. This is the nervous system where it allows you to feel safe, to connect and be vulnerable and socialize with humans. When you're in a fight response, when a tiger is chasing you, you're not going to be chilled and relaxed and connecting focused. You're going to be on survival focused. So when you go into those responses, the goal is to come back into your zone of safety, your window of tolerance. So maintenance tools is what we do to regulate, maintain our nervous system in our window of tolerance. You can do things like breath work. You can do things like grounding, eye gazing. I actually teach 8 of these tools in my in-person events. I teach other tools in my online programs. I've got a 7-day program if you want to grab it for free. But I'm going to actually do one of them with you right now to actually help you get out of that you can use whenever you want to get out of a triggered response. So you got to have your hands free for this. So make sure don't do this if you're driving, please. Park and do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to find your sternum. So your sternum is the bony part of your chest. So get your fingers, put your fingers on your sternum, the bony part of your chest. Now I want you to go an inch or two below your sternum. It will be very squishy. It's your diaphragm. So it's the squishy part of your belly or the top part of your belly. It's very squishy. That's your diaphragm. What we're going to do in a moment, don't do it yet, but in a moment, I'm going to get you to do a breath flow. We're going to breathe in for 5 seconds through our nose. And when you breathe in, I want you to breathe into your diaphragm. You're going to feel your diaphragm expand, and then you're going to hold it for 5 seconds. So you breathe in for 5, expand your diaphragm. You're going to hold it for 5 seconds. Then I'm going to get you to breathe out for 5 seconds, and you're going to push your fingers into your diaphragm. You'll be surprised how hard you can actually push. So push into it. You can use 2 hands or 1 hand, doesn't matter. And when you do it, you can literally feel the tension or lack thereof in your nervous system. You can see if you're in a trauma response just by literally checking in with your diaphragm. It's pretty crazy once you become attuned enough and conscious enough of this. And we're going to do that for a minute or two, okay? So I want you to get yourself comfortable, place your fingers on your diaphragm, and now I want you to finish your exhale now. Breathe out. Now, breathe into your diaphragm now. Breathe in slow through your nose. Expand your diaphragm. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out slow for 5 seconds and push your fingers into your diaphragm. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe back into your diaphragm nice and slow. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it again. Expand your diaphragm. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out slow. Push your fingers into your diaphragm again. And just keep repeating this cycle. Do it again. Just listen to my talking. Listen to my voice as you do this. You breathe in. You expand your diaphragm. When you hold it, then you breathe out and you push your fingers into your diaphragm. Just continue this cycle for another 60 seconds. Now, focus on relaxing. Focus on surrendering. Focus on connecting with your body. Focus on feeling safe within your body. Focus on slowing down your heart rate. I want you to finish the cycle that you're on right now. Do one more full cycle of breathing in, hold, breathe out nice and slow. And then whenever you're finished, your final cycle, we'll keep moving forward. How do you feel right now? You probably feel, if you did the exercise, a lot more relaxed. That's a great maintenance tool because you can do it whenever you need to. You can do it in a meeting. I'm like, right now, I've got my fingers on my diaphragm. You can't even see it. I've been on coaching sessions when we're doing trauma work and integration work and emotions come up or tough conversations. And I'm literally regulating myself and doing a diaphragm reset whilst I'm on the call. And you don't even need to do the diaphragm reset. It is nice if you can, but you don't have to. You could just do the breath and that will help heaps. But that's an example of a maintenance tool. How do we stay within our window of tolerance? When you get knocked out of balance, how do we come back to balance? To our connection nervous system. That's the goal. The goal is to stay within and increase our window of tolerance. So you can actually handle more shit that when life throws you shit, you can handle it more, okay? So that's the goal. To stay within and increase your window of tolerance. That is one of my favorite, easiest tools to do. It's box breathing with a diaphragm reset. You could also do grounding, stand on Mother Earth barefoot. You can do eye gazing. You can do havening, which is essentially self-soothing yourself. There's other tools out there, but that's the simplest, easiest one I think most people can do at most points in life, okay? That's a maintenance tool. Let's talk about progress tools. Progress tools is integrating, healing, or addressing the things that are triggering you to feel anxious. So, your unhealed trauma, your limiting beliefs that I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, that the world is evil, that I'm going to get hurt, that men abandon me, that women abandon me, that I'm not whatever. You want to identify the beliefs and perceptions. Trauma is a perception. You want to find what they are and address them so you stop getting triggered. I talk about these three things a lot. You've got conditioning. This is your perceptions and your beliefs. That's your conditioning. Then you'll have coping mechanisms. This is what we do to overcome, protect, and hide ourselves from the trauma. It could be things like anxiety, stress, overwhelm, dissociation, smoking a cigarette, overworking, overachieving, people-pleasing. The list goes on. Third is a trigger. Something reminds you of the trauma or the belief, the conditioning, and it triggers you into the coping mechanism. Nothing triggers you, it reveals what's inside of you. So you want to start to recognize and find, what are my triggers? What are the things that trigger me to feel anxious? Am I scared of being judged? I do this exercise a lot with my content, so I'll do it quickly with you guys now. Think of dad. Don't judge your answers. Just think of father figure. Whoever comes to mind is perfect for this. Think of this person. In a one-word answer, what's the one thing you dislike most about dad? It will be a trait, a behavior, or a part of who he is. Something he did or did not do. Think of it: anger, lying, controlling, manipulation, dismissed, unloved, unseen, absent, abandoned. The list goes on. Think of dad. Come up with a couple of words. Come up with 1, 2, 3 words for dad if you can. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to think of your answers. What do you dislike most about dad? Now move on and do mum. Do the same thing for mum. Think of mum, whoever played that role, and ask the question, what's the one thing I dislike most about mum, using a one-word answer? Again, control, manipulation, absence, all the things. And come up with 1 to 3 if you can. Come up with a couple of answers for that. Pause the video if you need more time. Now, whatever words you came up with, these are, quote, traumas of yours. Trauma is a moment of overwhelm or underwhelm. So these are wounds of yours. So you will have coping patterns for these that you overcompensate. to protect and hide and overcome these wounds. Then you get triggered when someone does these to you. So when someone does these traits to you, or you see someone doing them, it will trigger you. So say, for example, you've got a rejection or an abandonment wound, quite a common one that I've seen with my clients. When you get abandoned or rejected or whatever the trait is, it will trigger you. Let's say your wound, your coping mechanism is anxiety. So you get rejected, you feel anxious. Rejected or abandoned, you feel then anxious. Great. So every time someone rejects you or abandons you, or you're scared of being rejected or abandoned, you're going to feel anxious. So this is where maintenance tool is good for in the moment to regulate yourself out of the trauma response and come back to neutral. But if you don't address and integrate what's triggering you, you'll just get triggered again. This is why I actually take the piss out of breath work. And not just breath work, I talk about inner work. Actually, my most recent training, if you want to go watch it on my YouTube channel, I talk about my healing journey with trauma. I actually filmed it just before. And the different tools, right tool, right place, get the right result. So breath work, as an example, it can be used for a integration tool to some degree, closing off unclosed loops of emotions, but it's very commonly used as a regulation tool. So you feel anxious, let's breathe. It's actually what we just did earlier. But if you don't ever integrate the wound or the limiting belief, then you're just going to get triggered again. Let's play this out. You've got a wound around abandonment. Then you get triggered. So let's say this is your nervous system. You get triggered and your nervous system gets anxious and dysregulated. So every time you get abandoned and rejected and abandoned and rejected, you just keep getting triggered. Your nervous system becomes very dysregulated, but then you go do a breathwork ceremony or a breathwork release exercise, and you have this huge emotional release, and then you regulate back to neutral. And you're like, oh my God, that was so life-changing. I feel so much better. Did you integrate the wound of rejection or abandonment? No. So you're going to get triggered and triggered and triggered and triggered and triggered. And then you're off for another breathwork ceremony, and you just repeat over and over and over and over again. And you just stay in this loop of just breathing. And it's not just breathwork, it's plant medicines. It's whatever tool that you're using. I talk about the 5 bodies. There's 5 bodies to heal through. Breathwork is really good for emotional trauma, but it's not for mental. It's not processing your mental and emotional resistance, perceptions, beliefs. It doesn't do that. You can do them together. I like using tools together. I use like 6 tools in the one to use my integration processes. But you want to start to come back, this is a big tangent, to come back to the point. You want to do maintenance tools when you're triggered to look after your nervous system, to stay within and increase your window of tolerance. And then you want to do progress tools or integration tools to integrate, heal, rewire your mind so you stop getting triggered to feel anxious. You do this. And the thing is, the more integration you do, the less maintenance tools you need to use. Because let's say you've got 100 wounds you haven't addressed yet. So you get triggered all the time. Say you heal 90 of them. Now, I believe no one's fully healed, just so you know. I've never met a fully, quote, healed human. I think there's always more layers to go. But say you heal 90% of your wounds, let's say that. Then you'll be triggered 10% as much as you used to be. Awesome. So you don't need to regulate as much. How good's that? That's the benefit of doing inner work. It gets easier because you're letting go of all of that weight that you've been carrying around probably since childhood. I hope this made sense. That's all I really got for you guys today. I hope you guys got value from this. So breathe, regulate, ground yourself when you need to, when you're feeling anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, but then do integration tools. Now, some people say, how do I do that? Come work with me. I've got heaps of tools. And you can literally try it all for free for 7 days. There's a free 7-day program. You get a one-on-one call with me with the program as well. You can cancel whenever you want. It's only $49 a month if you want to stick around. Or come hang out with me in person on the Gold Coast if I'm doing any events around this time. You can come check it out. And I appreciate you guys. Please leave your thoughts down below. Please share this if you got value. Subscribe as well. And if you want the free program, grab it down below as well. I appreciate you. Speak soon.